We celebrate National Women's History Month in March, recognizing the contribution of women to events in history and contemporary society. It is a celebration in March corresponding with International Women's Day that began, or that will begin, on March 8th. Please visit our website, oaklandcsl.org, and sign up for our newsletter, The Village News. Please also like us and subscribe to Oakland CSL Today and follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for special updates and content. Visit csl.org to see what is happening with our Centers for Spiritual Living global organization. And now, please stand if you're willing and able, and let's recite together our vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play.
And now I'd like to introduce our nonprofit for the month, the Newbridge Foundation. Come on, please.
Good morning. Good morning. So my name is Taronda Ellison, and I am a clinical coordinator at Newbridge Recovery Program. Oh, pull it up. Oh. Okay. I don't want to come in and break nothing, so I just want to, I'm like, Okay, you're right. This is better. Newbridge is a drug and alcohol recovery program for adults, and we have been around for over 50 years. It's an amazing program to work for. My job there is to coordinate clinical services for our clients, which is not an easy job, but it is one that I would do for free if I could afford to. It's more than just about teaching people how to overcome drug addiction. We also get to work with the families. We do help our clients to understand the value of awareness in terms of how the addictive behaviors have affected the family. So my job as the clinician involves that piece, and it is indeed an amazing and sometimes spiritual awakening for both the clients as well as for the families. We, as this says here, we do have our licensed folks, clinicians, nurses, psychiatrists, and I think one of the other amazing things about Newbridge is it's been around a long time, and so has the staff. We have a very dedicated team of folks who work tirelessly with our clients, because we know that our job is about saving lives, and that's important. We provide these services to folks on Medi-Cal. A lot of our clients come in from the federal system. We have folks that come in that want to pay out of pocket for our services. It's a 90-day program, and they struggle. It's difficult, and sometimes they don't make it all the time, and sometimes they do. And then also times that folks don't make it, they come back because they realize that overcoming addiction is not supposed to be easy. It is difficult. The effort is very, very difficult. But the change that people make right in front of us is oftentimes miraculous. And we call it out. We name the change. We name the difference in attitude and behavior. And it continues to help people grow and want to maintain and sustain their recovery. Again, it's very hard. It's a residential program, it's co-ed, so there are a lot of things that come up for our clients all the time. But Newbridge stands strong. We're there nestled in the hills of Berkeley. We have a beautiful campus. We are expanding services. We've recently added a pickleball court. We didn't even know. We came to work one day and somebody had painted a pickleball court in the back. The director said, "Did you?" I said, "I saw it. I'm going to learn to play pickleball." It is what it is, right? Because we just want our clients to know that we're always thinking about ways to help them learn how to do things differently, how to have sober fun. And so that's a big part of our recovery program as well. We invite folks to call and inquire, ask questions. We're there. It's 24 hours, of course. And yeah, I mean, it's so much that I could say about being there at Newbridge. I think I've been there about 6 years. And in that time, we have graduated so many clients. A lot of clients from the federal system have come through there, and they've been able to turn their lives around and reconnect with their children and their families. And we just consider that a huge win for them. And most of them say they otherwise would not have been able to do that. So we know that we're making a difference in our community. We know that we're making a difference in the lives of folks who come to our program. And if it's just one, then the effort was worth it. And we continue to be there. We continue to offer those services. And I set up a table out in the foyer. And so come by, pick up a flyer, grab my business card, ask your questions. Any questions that I can't answer, I will get an answer for you. But other than that, that's it. That's Newbridge. That's Newbridge. Okay? Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that's an awesome program. Thank you, thank you. My name is Dorothy Mendez, for those of you who don't know me, and I don't know why. You don't. I'm your pulpit assistant today, and it's a beautiful day, and I have 2 readings for you. So I'm going to ask you to get comfortable in your seat and just contemplate these words that I am going to read to you. Our first reading is by our founder, Ernest Holmes. Energy is eternal. The stuff out of which all forms are made is indestructible. In this vast change we live in, the flux and flow and ebb and tide of evolution, there is a constant, a consistency. There is in the midst of all movement something which does not move and yet which moves all things. Our second reading is by Pema Chandra. Being fully present isn't something that happens once and then you have achieved it. It's being awake to the ebb and flow and movement and creation of life. Being alive to the process of life itself. So let's just take a deep breath. And just exhale. Just knowing that there is only one life, and that life is the life of God. That life is whole, that life is perfect, that life is your life and my life right here, right now. And as we come together this magnificent Sunday that God has created, we know that we are truly in our right and perfect place at this moment. Giving thanks for all that has taken place in our lives, that which we liked, that which we did not like. We say thank you, Mother, Father, God, for bringing us this far. Through the high tides, the low tides, we are here as one, knowing that there is only one, and we are all part of that. Blessing our wonderful minister, Reverend Sunshine Michelle. Blessing her as she brings forth the message that God moves through her today. That we take something special from this message today that we are able to use in our daily lives. We bless each and every one who has come together to make this service what it is today. Special. Every Sunday, special. Something wonderful moving in and through this congregation. We are blessed. We are truly blessed to be one. Regardless of the appearances, regardless of what has taken place in our country, we are one. One life, one power, one presence, and we call it God. So I am knowing for each and every one of us as we buckle up our seatbelts, as Reverend Sunshine comes forward with the words that change our lives in even one tiny, tiny way, we say thank you. And so as I, Dorothy, release this word into the law that always says yes, I say thank you, Mother, Father, God, for this and for the more. And if you agree with anything I have said, please join me in saying, and so it is. Ashe. Amen.
Rolling river God, little stones are smooth. Only once the water passes through. So I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change. And change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer would be this one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high, Never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I want to stay and feel the sharpest edges wash away. And when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer would be just this one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Rolling river God, little stones are smooth. Only once the water passes through.
Omega, if you can stay up here with me for a moment, please. Thank you, Mike. This is Mike Blankenship. I've adopted you. I love your music and your consciousness. So beautiful, and this is our beautiful Omega Ray, and the reason I have her staying up here is not only to acknowledge the song, but she, you know, you're not in trouble at all. She's been singing with us for how long? Some years. Andy, you know? 7, 8, 9 years? A whole bunch of years. She let me know that some other things are brewing for her, so this is her last Sunday singing regularly with us. And so I want, in OCSL style, if you would be willing to rub your hands like we bless the children, we're about to bless our beautiful Omega Ray. And we're going to say, Omega. Omega Ray, we love you. We thank you for your beautiful music, for your beautiful song. Thank you, and we bless you. Whatever's next for you, come on. We know that it is awesome, and we welcome you back. Whenever you want to come home. Give her some love. Whew. That made me pause for a minute. Grand Risings, beloveds, it's more than one of you. I'm so glad to see you this morning. I'm Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman, the proud spiritual director of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I'm delighted to be here with you today. Through the hard times, through the good times, we're in this together. That's what beloved community is. Isn't that right, Shirley? No matter what is going on in the world, if we commit to one another, we are here with each other. I'm here. I've proven that. And y'all are here. You've proven that. Hi, live streamers, you too. You know I never leave you out. I love you. And so I'm grateful to be here today. There's so much in the world, you know. I wear it on my sleeve, so when I'm hearing about all the things that are going on, you know, Spirit was working with me. I was just going to have a whole prayer service. And then it was like, okay, we'll do that at the end. But I want you to know, because I have a tendency to want to say it before I get into a talk, because you know I'm animated. But I want to acknowledge the distress we're in the country. I have to acknowledge that. I just want to say it out loud. It's chaos, it's crazy. I'm saying it out loud, what I know y'all are feeling in your heart. Anybody agree with me? It's insane. But what I know for sure, and that's why we come here, is to remind ourselves that God is more than that. God is all of it. That God is an almighty God, whatever you want to call God, Spirit, the Holy Presence. It is that one life, that one power. It is forever. And if we believe in our principles that we practice, are we practicing them? Yes. Okay. If we believe in that, then it has to be all the time, not just sometimes. So we're going to remind ourselves, we're going to stick in here together, and we're going to make this work. We're going to keep believing into a world that works for all. You with me? Yes. All right. Now I can go on to the rest. I feel like I've done that part, and I will come back to it. You know, I'm so delighted that I get to, this is March. Did you know? The time just keeps going. You better pay attention because it's moving, okay? It'll pass you by. Spring is around the corner. We have International Women's History Month, so I'm delighted to celebrate that, and I have a surprise treat for you in a little bit. And two surprises. Do you know if Linda Wyman is in there? Can somebody go check in the bookstore and see if Linda Wyman is there and tell her she's being called by the minister? On mic. Right, you know why? Because I need to honor Linda. Linda is our bookstore manager, who is so dedicated, I'm telling you. Every day this week and the last week, she has been here tirelessly putting together a new system. Come on up here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Linda, I'm calling you out, baby. It's because I love you. But don't worry about it. You're dressed perfectly. But you have been here, Linda, every day this week, in the past several weeks, every single day on her volunteer time to make sure that the new system that she's putting in place is all inventoried one by one. And sometimes it didn't work, and she just kept at it. Hang on, this is my dedication, okay? Don't take it over. She's training her team. She's about to go on a big trip, she and Larry, for several weeks this month, and she wanted to make sure that all of the stuff in the bookstore was what y'all needed and was inventoried and in that system, and that her people could make it work while she was gone. I want y'all to give some standing up love for Linda Wyman. And now that you're sitting down, I've called out Linda. Is there anyone that works in that bookstore? I'd like for you to stand up so you can be recognized. Thank you, bookstore team. Takes such honor and dedication. Oh my goodness. And this gentleman standing up, say your name for me, sweetheart. Huh? Nitin. Right, I have to really concentrate to say your name right, so you're going to help me. Do you know we had our sound, none of this was in my talk. Some of it was, but anyway, Spirit, thank you. We had our sound healing event, y'all remember that? He was here, recruited by Gabriella to be, he and his wife, stand up, please, because they both volunteered. That night, they said, we're staying. Y'all are stuck with us. And he's now working in the bookstore. I just love it. Let's give him a hand. Thank you for that. This is a part of my public service announcements. One more, and then I'll get into the talk. This is all year, it's holy seasons are sprinkled throughout the year. And next Wednesday starts Ash Wednesday, which is a 40-day Lenten process, Lenten period in the Christian tradition leading up to Easter, which is a resurrection of the Christ within. And so you're welcome to join me, but I think I want to participate in Lent. Just like we did the 40-day abundance program last year over and over and over, I think it's time. We have such a pinnacle of things happening in the world. I am looking forward to, and that's what Lent is about, to fast and pray. Whatever it is that you want to release for the 40 days, you can do that and be in prayer. So I encourage you, if you'd like, to start the Lenten season with me next Wednesday. It's not a requirement. And in New Thought, we don't exactly practice that. But if we're a spiritual philosophy that embraces all spiritual philosophies, then we embrace that too, is what I'm saying. And so then it will culminate to Easter in April, on April 20th. And I believe we'll do some sort of a ritual by that. I'm a ritualist, so stay tuned for that part. So if you'd like to join me, anybody think they want to join me? Okay. Oh, yay. You too, live streamers, you can raise your hand even though I can't see you. All right, that's lovely. Coffee, sugar, alcohol, give up condemnation, judgment of yourself or others, whatever is poignant for you to fast is a good thing. All right, let's take a community breath. And I like to go to the community breath so that we can hear the word together as community. It's symbolic. I'm glad you're breathing. But right now, let's do it together. Let it out right where you are. Let it go. And now breathe it in and let it out with a sigh. Twice more. Breathe it in. Bigger sigh. Allow the breathing to breathe you. Nothing for you to do but allow. Simply honor the breath of life that comes in and flows out. Let it come in, bringing good reminders and nutrients. Let it take anything that does not serve. Centers for Spiritual Living has global themes that we follow. In 2025, if I did this, what would it symbolize? Those of you who know, that's our theme. Okay, say it with some enthusiasm. What is this? Rising higher, growing deeper. We're stretching ourselves, rooting ourselves, so that we can stretch into the infinite possibilities in spirit. This month in March, I love the theme for this month, the flow of coming and going. Aren't we in a flow? Oh my goodness, the theme for today is navigating the tides of life. And boy, do we have some tides going on. We have some tides we're going to talk about and how we navigate them. Here's what our founder, Ernest Holmes, said in an Ernest Holmes reading on meaning. He says, life flows into everything, through everything. It passes into every human event and translates itself through every human act. If you think of life as flowing through your every action, you will soon discover that the things you give your attention to are quickened with new energy, for you are breathing the very essence of being into them. I brought this egg. This is a ceramic egg. You can't really see it that well, but take my word, it's a ceramic egg, and it's decades old. That was hand-painted by my spiritual mentor, who's now an ancestor on the other side. And I brought it because when I think of the navigating the tides of life and the flow, I think of, it was an original affirmation that I had painted on this egg. And the affirmation, I've said it to you before, I'll say it again. I flow with the flow, is capital, the flow, you know, the divine flow. I flow, the small s. Flow with the flow, the divine flow, and allow God to show me how to go. So much so that I wanted to be reminded, this is a spiritual tool. Whatever it takes, Post-its on your mirror, or whatever it is. And I just wanted to bring that this morning, and I bless you, Nidra, for painting it. Navigating the tides of life. How do we navigate them? They're pretty rough these days. You know, the tides. What are the tides? They go out and they come back. You know, we hear of as Dorothy mentioned in her prayer, the high tides and the low tides. You don't hear about the medium tides. I guess, I don't know. There's probably something in between. But the high tides, y'all know, are when the water, the waves come to the shore and it keeps coming up. So if you're standing there when it was a low tide, you can stand there on the shore right there, on the shoreline, and not get so wet. But when the tide grows and it swells, you have to either move back, right? Because it keeps coming at you. You feel like it's chasing you. So the tides go up and down. When I looked online for the definition, I like definitions so that I can hear it exactly and make sure I'm using it right. This is what was said about tides. Tides are very long period waves that move through the ocean in response to the forces exerted by the moon and the sun. Tides originate in the ocean and progress toward the coastlines, so that's the ebb and flow, where they appear as the regular rise and fall of the sea surface. These kind of remind me of the cycles of life. You know, you think of the circles and the cycles of life. Don't you know when things go around and they come around, we even have a saying like that, right? What goes around comes around. And you know what I thought about right after that? Bell-bottom pants. They were hot back in the day. I don't think I've quite seen bell-bottoms come back, but you see variations of that, right? What goes around comes around. And then the young people think they discovered something, and we just look at them, those of us who know what, and say, yeah, right. The cycles, fashions, time, things go and then they come back again. They come back round. This is how the ebb and flow of life works. The ebb and the flow. You look at the civil wars that we've had. You look at the civil rights movements. You look at the peace movements. You look at the different times that have kind of come and gone and advanced our society through the times. This is one of those times. It's going to ebb and it's going to flow. It may seem like, oh my goodness, this is a high tide getting higher, and will it ever subside? We have to remind ourselves the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Here's what Oprah Winfrey says about ebb and flow. She says, I trust in the ebb and flow of the universe. I trust that life's bigger than what I can see. Isn't it? It's bigger, it's more to it than we know. I trust that there is divine order beyond my control. And I trust that no matter what happens, I will be all right. We have to remember that. I'm saying it so I can remember, and we can remember it together. And sometimes when you talk about the waves, there's small waves and they look a little gentle, but sometimes those waves are rocky and turbulent and tumultuous. They're violent even, sometimes, the waves. And you can feel the power of the ocean when you even just look at that. And can you believe we have people like at the Mavericks in California and other places who thrive on those times? It's like, oh my goodness, this is the most dangerous time of all. Let me go get my surfboard or whatever it is. Go figure. The power of the ocean is like one of the universal laws or a natural law, like gravity or like electricity. It depends on how you use it. You have to honor the power of it because it can kill you or it can heal you. Which are you choosing? It can console you. It can consume you. We just have to know how to use it. Use it wisely, use it ignorantly. We do that sometimes. It made me think of this, I call it a spiritual tool that Spirit gave me a few years back when I was working with a friend of mine who sometimes would get upset over some things, and I was led to tell her to think of the calm waters and to allow the waves to crash out to sea. Let me break that down. So if we're in because I want you to do it, try it. If you're in a turbulent moment in your life or in your being, whatever it is, only you can determine what is turbulent for you. But if you are feeling this turbulent motion and can remember, let those waves, look at them as waves, go crashing out to sea. When you send them out to sea, that's where they can thrash and crash and work themselves out until they die down. But then you can focus on the calm waters. So what you're doing is sending out to sea those waves. You're not denying that the waves exist. You're letting them go out to a place that's not consuming and overwhelming you so that you can be in the calm waters. And I know with her, it works every time. Because usually she's in one of those turbulent moments where then, she panics because she realizes that she's panicking. Some of you may have experienced that or seen somebody who experiences that where they spin themselves out of control. This is a tool for them and for each of us to bring ourselves down into the calm waters. And when we look at our social political landscape, as it starts to come closer to us, I don't know about you, but I just talked to somebody the other day who was telling me that their DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion work stopped. And someone that I know lost their job. I've heard that, but now I'm feeling that. You understand what I'm saying? How many of you have heard similar stories? Anybody? Almost every hand went up. The things that are happening are impacting all of us. And if it's not impacting us directly, because it's impacting our community, it's impacting us, is the way we need to look at it. This is one of these high tide moments, all these cuts and different things. It's unnerving. It's unnerving and it's ridiculous. And we need to stand tall and firm simultaneously and monitor our own emotions. Maybe it's a time where you have, you go beat on a pillow or scream into a bag, or, there's ways that you can let out your anger and your emotion. Go take a jog, go take a walk, take a cold shower, whatever it is that you need to do to empty yourself out so that you can be replenished by Spirit. And then come to Wednesday Oasis and hear the speakers. That's our midweek virtual service. Or read the text. We have 2 daily readers. Plus we have the Season for Nonviolence affirmations. We have lots of things that we can do. Call a prayer partner. We had that buddy program and, we had some partnering of buddies. There's no reason why anyone should feel alone. Let me say that again. There's no reason why anyone should feel alone. You know why? Because if you're in the sound of my voice, you have a place to come. You have someone you can call. And if you don't feel like you do, come talk to me. So our frustrations are mounting sometimes. And they're crazy. And this is the time that spiritual community is so important. It's so important. So I'm going to transition real quickly here to the next treat. Speaking of navigating tides, I'd like to honor today. You know, I'm big on honoring people. I want to honor a tide buster, is what I was thinking I would call her. In time, I already honored somebody today who is a tide buster through her sacred service. This one's a little different. And this one is at the conclusion of Black History Month and the opening up of International Women's History Month. And I just want to tell a little bit of her story, but I want you to know who it is. I'm going to honor our own Miss Dorothy Dottie Baker, who, hang on, because I'm going to ask you to applaud her, who last week received the Living Legend Award on February 25th by the Women's Memorial in Washington, D.C. It was at Orinda City Hall. There were about 10 people from this community there in this little bitty room of only about 20, so OCSL rocks. And Miss Dottie has a career military for over 42 years of service. She's served stateside and overseas. She's the first female and first African American. They say first female. I'm adding first African American, okay? Because that's important. In the U.S. Air Force to achieve the rank of Chief Master Sergeant. I told a little bit about this last week, and somebody who was there said, "Can we honor her?" I said, "I was thinking the same thing. That's a good idea." I got on the phone, and Miss Dottie said yes, and so there you have it. So I have invited her to say a few words, but I want to tell you this little story right quick about Miss Dottie that I heard last week. I forget what the question was, but her response included telling about a situation during her career service where she was given an order to create extra housing for more people coming on the base to them, more military personnel. Here's what Miss Dottie said, and I'm painting the picture, okay? Because once you hear from her, you will see she's modest, she's humble, and she's so beautiful. She modestly said last week, in 1 week, we had 3 fully equipped buildings for that extra personnel to come to. And you know what that did you hear what I just said? In 1 week, they put together 3 fully equipped buildings under her leadership. And I was stunned, and I immediately thought of the social justice ministry just showed the movie 6888, which was honoring the female battalion, the African American female battalion that handled the millions of pieces of delayed delinquent mail. I thought of Miss Dottie, because she did that same thing in a week, putting together buildings with electric and water and, Christopher, you know how you build buildings in a week, okay? He's probably done the same thing. And so Miss Dottie's response, and then I'm going to call her up here. She said, well, I guess it pays to know, I'm paraphrasing, I guess it pays to know people who can help out. I want to honor Miss Dottie Baker, and I'd like for you to give her an ovation right now. Miss Dottie, come up here, please. I'm so proud of Miss Dottie, and I didn't ask her in advance if I could say her age, so I'm not going to, but I hope she shares it with you because it's going to blow your mind if she does.
First of all, I want to thank God that I'm able to be here. I am a veteran, 42 years of military service. The honor was, I guess, it was about age. And I want to reveal my age, so I'm 93. '93 and still standing. Thank God for that. I would like to just kind of go through some of the things that or some of the time that I spent in the military. First of all, I went to Virginia for my basic training. That was 8 weeks, and they really put us through a lot of difficult situations, but we all made it through. So after basic training, I was transferred to Fort Ord, which is in Seaside. So after that, I went to Japan. I was reassigned to Japan, and that was really, really an experience. After Japan, I went to, I came home, actually, got out of the military and looked for a job. Was unable to find a job. I won't go through the details of that, but anyway, after that, I left and went to Alaska for 2 years. And when I came back, I said, well, I'll look for a job again, but instead of looking for a job, I said, I think I'll just go back in the military. So I was acquainted with another young lady who was in the Air Force, and she said, why don't you join the Air Force? So she said, you can join the Air Force Reserve and get your same rank. And I said, that sounds good. So I did, and I was stationed over in San Francisco at Presidio. After Presidio, I went to Hamilton Air Force Base over in Novato. And from Novato, I went to Travis Air Force Base. And Travis Air Force Base was where I retired from. I had been there for, since 1969, I went there. So anyway, after the military, I started a travel organization, and I used it to travel with seniors. And so I was actually the travel director for quite some time at the Lafayette Senior Recreation Center. And after that, they made me president of the club. And then I became treasurer of the club. So anyway, I held each one of the top level positions. But anyway, I'm actually I should say, I'm a healthy 93-year-old lady who is in action. Actually, I'm doing a lot of gardening right now. I can't do a whole lot because I had a fall and I hurt my back. So that's why I got a third leg here. So, But I want to thank Reverend Sunshine for inviting me to give you all my information, and now that everybody knows me. And I also want to thank all of the OCL people that came to my ceremony last Tuesday. So thank you again, and have a great day.
Practitioners and ministers, if you would come forth, and today I'm going to ask you to sprinkle yourselves around the congregation. And today I'm doing this a little different because I just feel, I'm feeling my traditional roots of, if somebody would like to come here and stand with me, if you want to come sit closer, if you want to be in this prayer, come on up. You can. You don't have to. Thank you, Liza, for bringing up the prayer box. Thank you, Mike. You can give us some keys. Sprinkle yourselves around the room, practitioners, so that people can see you and be with you. No takers. Nobody wants to come stand with me? Okay, that's all right. I'm trying to come to you then. I'm trying to come on in. There you go, Ken. Anybody else want to come? Thank you, Ken, for coming up. I appreciate you. And so, as we come together in this poignant moment of time, in this time of what may be called chaos, in this thing called life, what we can do is recognize and know that the infinite and eternal presence of God is always present, here, there, and everywhere. It always has been, always will be. It is the now moment of peace and harmony and love and joy. I name it and claim it and proclaim it, and I know that it is. It simply is. And so we call it forth to be here in our experience this day, in this way that it's operating through each and every one of us. It is operating through every prayer request that Practitioner Liza is holding here in this prayer box. I am knowing that every prayer is blessed and it was answered and responded to even before it was uttered, because God is responsive in the here and now and the immediate. It is right now. Right now. And I am here to remind us all that regardless of some of the actions, I'm just going to call them out and put it in this prayer vortex that I am proclaiming today, that the USAID, we bless all of those workers who were let go. Any workers, any federal workers, government workers, anyone who lost their jobs as a result of some of the actions that the administration is taking, we bless them and know that abundant resources are here and now and provided for them right now. Anyone whose work is impacted for their passions in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, that has been impacted by these cuts and the cessation of any programs, I lift them up now. I bless Medicare and Medicaid, any of the social services that supply for our medical aids, the consumer protection that we have enjoyed up until now. I know that we continue under God's safety and protection, no matter what is being uttered. And even the U.S. aid that supplies for other countries of people, of children who are malnourished and need food. I bless them. Whatever, I don't know what the answer is, and I don't have to know what the answer is. All I need to know is that God does. And so I call upon God right here and right now to supply for the in-between, this gap space, this transition that is happening in our country and in our world right now, in so many other ways. We just breathe in the knowingness that God is large and in charge right now, and we give it over to God, knowing that there is space that is created. We bless our mother Gaia, our beautiful earth. Thank you for providing for us and supplying us with all of our needs. We bless this Oakland Center for Spiritual Living and our Ministry of Prayer list that our practitioners have been praying on. And as I call these names, I know the truth is being uttered for each and every one. Barbara Tompkins, Mimi Dow, Billy S. Sorry, I can't say your name there. Doe Michaud, Amanda. Each one, peace, health, right action, healing, wholeness, peace of mind, guidance, clarity, abundance, prosperity, wellness, whatever is needed, I know is being provided right now. I bless our country, the United States of America. I bless all countries coming together. I bless us, even in this international turmoil that seems to be brewing. There is no brewing in spirit other than the brewing of the goodness of God overflowing. And so I call it forth right here and right now. And now is the time, beloveds, as we speak our word also for those who have transitioned, for Peggy Cotton and her family, as Miss Rita is now an ancestor on the other side. And we know the same for Gene Hightower and his mother, June, who made her transition, and peace and comfort for Kathy Hester as she releases her husband, Victor. And so, if you have a prayer on your hearts, I invite you to speak your name out loud into this energetic field of prayer so that it can be included in the names of anyone else who you are praying for. Now is the time, beloveds. As the names are continuing to be called, we hold each and every one in the love and comfort and peace of the infinite. We know and believe in the instant miraculous power of God that happens in the blink of an eye, in an instant, the snap of a finger, and that it is happening right here and right now. Praise God for this in gratitude, in supreme gratitude and the utmost thanks. We love you, Lord. We just simply let it go. We bless it into the divine ethers. I invite you to just put your hand up to just bless it up into the ethers. We just bless it up into the ethers, knowing that it is healed, it is whole, it is perfect, it is complete, right here and right now. We simply stand in joyous awaiting, giving thanks. Praise God. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Liza. Thank you, practitioners and ministers. Reverend Jerry Carter.
Let's just take a breath. Do you feel the love in the room? From this beautiful service today, Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle, what a gift she is to us. And this is our time of the service to give our gifts. So I'm Reverend Jerry Carter. I am a proud minister here at Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. And I am so happy to be here today just to step into this energy field of love and of abundance. As we know, with the ebb and the flow, as we flow our gifts to this community, we receive so much in return. So I'm grateful to share with you the many opportunities to give, as we have on our PowerPoint, our donate button. For those of you who are live streamers, we still are accepting our pledges, our pledges for our Rising Higher, Growing Deeper theme for this year. So you can pledge if you like. There are cards in the backs of the seats. There are giving envelopes if you'd like to put your resources in the envelope and identify yourself. So at the end of the year, you can get your little gift tag that shows how much you've given, so you have a record of that, and for income tax. And then there is Zelle to give, Donate to give. You can just sit there on your phone right now and give. It's so easy. We also have a QR code, okay? So I'm inviting all of us to just take a moment, place your gift to your heart, and know that we step into that divine law of circulation as we give. So whether it be give with a joyful heart, if you have a little to give or a lot to give, God doesn't know big or small. It's just allowing you to step into the givingness of life and look and pay attention to how life opens up and says yes back to you. So holding your gift to your heart, let us say our giving affirmation together. I freely give what I have, and divine source multiplies it in return, and so it is. Our great musicians, thank you. As the music begins, you're welcome to come up and deposit your gift in the baskets.
If you want more love, give love. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more peace, give peace. If you want more, then give. If you want more, then give. If you want more money, give money. If you want more time, give up your time. If you want more friends, then be a friend. If you want more, then give. If you want more, then give. When you give, you receive. Is it simple as that? There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. If you want to see change, be a change. You want more truth, hey, then tell your truth. If you want more gratitude, give thanks. If you want more, then give. If you want more, then give. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. If you want more love, give love. If you want more joy, you know what it is, give joy. If you want more peace, give peace. If you want more, then give. If you want more, oh, then give. If you want more, then give.
Let's give Mike and Meg a big hand. Hello. Thank you for beautiful music today. Thank you. Oh, and I just want to thank everyone who is here, and especially those who made this service, our technician team, our greeter, Lula, when you came into the foyer there, our musicians, our ushers, everybody. Thank you for helping us to put this service together in live for the live streamers, because without this team here, the live streamers wouldn't be seeing you, okay? So we're thankful for all who helped put this service together. And if you're visiting for us and you came in after the announcement, we have a welcome packet for you in the foyer. So stop and get one. And don't forget, our partner for nonprofit will be in the foyer, in the social hall, so you can come and have conversation with her. Now, the other thing is we, the practitioners, we love to pray. And we ask that you not take home a problem. If you want to celebrate something with a prayer, come to the upper room. That's our 3-minute miracle. There are other practitioners who are, pictures are on the wall with their cards in the social hall if you would like to have longer sessions. And some practitioners have a fee and some don't. So what we say is we're here for you and we want to support you in prayer. And so practitioners, before we are finished, please go to the prayer room so no one has to wait for a prayer. Now, we have our closing affirmation, and if you're able to stand, I'm going to ask you to please stand and read. Hello. Yes, I know. It's okay. I got them. They know, okay? It's all good. As I navigate these turbulent tides of life, I allow the calm waters of peace, love, and harmony to soothe my soul. I weather all storms through the power of love, the power of love. Now I would like to introduce to you our teens. I'm going to ask Maria and Ollie to come forth, Mari and Ollie to come forth as they will share what patience means.
What really drives you insane? Your parents, brothers, and sisters? A certain friend?
Today, practice patience with these challenging people or situations in your life. Take deep breaths if you have to. Being patient is a powerful act of nonviolence. Notice how the situation gets worse when you fly off the handle. Try to control your reaction to annoying situations in your life. Notice the different responses you get when you are patient.
To me, patience is simply knowing that it is all a part of God's plan. If you are patient and able to calm or control your emotions, everything will be all right. The saying, "and so it is a form of patience because you are accepting that everything will be okay. Just be patient.
Patience, to me, means to wait for the right time and think, accepting what happens, and going with the flow. If you are patient, you can control your anger and nurture your relationships that you have now. Our affirmation is we are accepting.
Thank you. I would like to introduce you to their parents who are also busy working in our community. Mom is an announcer, Dad is the greeter. Stand up, your beautiful family here. So everyone, I want you, pardon? Oh, yes, we will. Yes, just have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Regardless of what you hear on that news, turn it off.
If you can please stand if you're able. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you. pure light within you. Guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Have a beautiful Sunday. Happy March. Happy birthday to the Pisces in the house.